What's going on, y'all? I'm Czar, and in this video, I'm going to give you my review of the Microphone Parts V-251 Tube Mic Platinum Edition. This is Microphone Parts' version of a Elam 251, and it comes in a couple different versions. You have the DIY version, which is the version that you put together yourself. This is the most affordable version of the mic. Then you have the Standard Edition, and then you have the Platinum Edition, which comes with some really cool upgrades. You know I had to get that Platinum Edition. Let's take a closer look. So here's the case that the V-251 Platinum Edition comes in. And before I forget, I was not sent this mic to review. I purchased this mic. I've always wanted a 251 style mic, and we'll later get into more why I chose this one. But let me also talk about Mic Parts as a company. So Mic Parts makes DIY microphone kits, which are kits where they send you the parts and you put the microphones together. So if you're into soldering and building, you can get these mics for a more affordable price. You can also purchase them already assembled for a little bit more. And then two of their mics, this V-251 and also their S87, comes in a Platinum Edition version where they've done some really nice upgrades, no compromise to these mics. So you may not be familiar with Mic Parts, but you may be familiar with Roswell Pro Audio. So Matt McGlynn, who runs Mic Parts, also runs Roswell Pro Audio, and that's a microphone company that's more in the forefront as far as marketing and that you may be familiar with. But definitely check out Mic Parts because they have some really cool microphones at some really nice prices as well. All right, so looking at the V-251, we'll start with the mic. It comes in a nylon pouch. You also have two body colors here, which I'll show you later. This is the cream one, and we've got a pad, and we have a high pass filter, and we also have a pad. Is the two switches on the mic. You have microphone cable. Get this out here. Shock mount. I recommend I keep this little flathead screwdriver in here to screw the shock mount. Let's see here. Screw that in tighter when I'm setting up the mic. And here is the power supply. So this does not do just cardioid, figure 8, and omni. You can go in between. We have 9 different polar pattern selections here. All right, and then I mentioned that there are some really cool upgrades to this mic, but I first want to talk about the improvements that this has over an Elam 251. So things you'll find on this mic that you won't find on a 251, this has a pad switch. It also has a high pass filter, and those non-polar patterns are unique to this mic too. Elam 251 does not have a variable polar pattern. And this also uses audiophile grade resistors that reduce the noise floor compared to an Elam 251, and they do this without losing any tone or character per Mic Parts. All right, let's take a look at the different versions of this mic, and then we'll get into how it sounds. So as I said before, there's 3 versions to this mic. This is the microphone kit. This is the one that you would assemble yourself. This is $879. This is the standard version of the mic. This is $1,149, and you have an option to do a vintage cream color for $100 more. And here's the Platinum Edition. Again, we have the choice between vintage cream and black. The vintage cream costing a little bit more. And you'll notice that with the Platinum Edition, we have a different head grill here. And personally, I think the vintage cream looks better than the black. And let's look at some of the upgrades that you get with the Platinum Edition. So basically, the Platinum Edition is they've taken the standard version and just replaced it with a better circuitry, vintage part, resistors, capacitors, all of that technical stuff. We've got a European T14 transformer. This is the same type of transformer that's in an Elam 251. And you also get this transformer in the standard edition as well. And you also have, and the tube in here is also the same type of tube that is in an Elam 251. Those are 2 things that were really important to me when I was looking for a 251 style mic. I didn't want a mic that used a different transformer and different tube that is in the original Elam 251. Upgraded power supply. You also get a GAC7 XLR cable as well as AudioQuest power cable for this, and you can see the values there that you get here with the Platinum Edition. And I want to draw your attention to this first bullet point here. You get a hand-built in California boutique tube microphone using our proprietary upgrades to the vintage Elam 251 circuit, acclaimed RK12 Edge terminated capsule and European T14 output transformer. So this is hand built in California. It's going to take them a little while. I think it took like a month for mine to be made. So I think the regular ones may take like a week, but really what I'm saying here is don't purchase this and expect it to ship the next day, because they don't have these just built and ready to go. These are handmade by order. So, you know, once you order it, they'll start putting it together for you. And this Platinum one, it takes a little while, but trust me, it's worth it. All right, let's get into how this mic sounds. Okay, let's get into some examples. I'm going to be showing this to you on female vocals because that's mainly what I purchased it for, was for female vocals, which is what the Elam 251 is used for a lot. And I got a vocal here from Simone Curry. The two preamps that we're using on these vocal takes, the first one is the Phoenix Audio Ascent 1 EQ, or Ascent EQ1. Now I forget how they label it, but transformerless on the input, transformer on the output. The other preamp is the MicTech MPA 201, which is a transformer balanced mic pre with transformers on the input and output. We'll start with the Phoenix Audio pre. And as usual, no processing on this vocal, but I do have a little bit of reverb.
It's so crystal clear. Every word in every note starts here. Your love makes the river flow. It's all that I've been waiting for and what I'm living for. Ooh.
All right, and the MicTech MP201, the 251 Platinum Edition going into the MicTech preamp.
It's so crystal clear. Every word in every note starts here. Your love makes the river flow. It's all that I've been waiting for, all I've been living for.
All right, and one more example here. This is the 251 Platinum Edition going into the Empirical Labs Mic E with no saturation. This is a really clean preamp when you bypass the saturation on it. So this is how it would sound with a clean pre.
Peeked over the mountain, through the valley, bottom of the ocean, cold and lonely, couldn't find nobody else, but now I know where I belong. With you, I know where I belong. With you.
All right, so between those three, all of those sounded good. You definitely hear less color with the Mic E, which is great if that's what you're going for. But I definitely loved the MicTech the most. It just felt the most forward and in your face. And this mic has a very nice color and character. And what's interesting with it to me is that normally if I have a mic that has some character, I like to run through a clean pre. And then if I have a clean mic, I like to run through a colored pre. But I don't generally run a colorful mic into a colorful preamp. Sometimes I just tend to get too much color when I do that, but that's not the case with this mic, as you can hear. Let's move on to another example. For this example, we have a singer-songwriter named Sarah Tillman, and this vocal was recorded with the V-251 Platinum Edition. The guitar was recorded through another microphone and preamp. We recorded the guitar separately and then went back and did the vocal. So the vocal you're hearing here is with the 251 Platinum Edition. And again, no other processing on the vocal, but we've got a little bit of reverb.
Could you please come back? Without you, my heart lacks the good it used to feel. Just want to feel something real. Can't live without you. My heart turned black and blue. Baby, I was a fool. Love should never feel this cruel. Could you please come back? Without you, my heart lacks the good it used to feel. Just want to feel something real.
All right, and I forgot to mention the preamp that we used there for that vocal was the V-251 without any silk. So that take there, I really love the top end on this mic. Really smooth top end. I don't feel like I need to go and add any air to this. And it's also warm and full in the low mids. I don't feel like I have to go in and cut out any mud. Everything is just full and clear on that low mid section. All right, let's check out one more example. Okay, last example here. This is a singer-songwriter named Leia. And we've got the V-251 Platinum Edition going into the Black Lion Auteur Mach 3, which is one of my recent favorite preamps here. It's got more of a cleaner sound, a little bit of color, but it's a little more on the cleaner side. And in this example, we'll compare it to the Mic Tech CV4 just to show you how this compares to another tube mic. Again, no processing on the vocal, but a little bit of reverb.
I wish the time would cease, a moment you and me, no other company. I need a moment where we can just be next to each other. Baby, make a promise that you're gonna just lie here with me. Come and just lie here with me. Concentrate on how we could love each other better together. Would you come and just lie here with me? I need your heart and soul to lose control and just lie here with me. We're always moving fast.
All right, so I'm going to play this part here, and this is the Mic Tech CV4, and then I'll play it again with the V-251.
Come and just lie here with me. Concentrate on how we could love each other better together. Would you come and just lie here with me? I need your heart and soul to lose control and just lie here with me.
And now the 251.
Come and just lie here with me. Concentrate on how we could love each other better together. Would you come and just lie here with me? I need your heart and soul to lose control and just lie here with me.
A lot more color and a lot more warmth. I'm going to flip between the two so you can hear the immediate difference, starting with the 251.
Come and just lie here with me. Concentrate on how we could love each other better together. Would you come and just lie here with me? I need your heart and soul to lose control and just lie here with me.
All right, so pretty night and day when it comes to the warmth and just color that we're getting from the V-251 Platinum Edition versus the CV4. CV4 doesn't sound bad, but it's just more of a cleaner sound and just more of a preference which you prefer. But really love the character and tone that you get out of the 251. Again, that top end is airy and smooth. This isn't a vocal that I have to add any high end to when I go to mixing. All right, so final thoughts on the 251, and let me start by, obviously, I love this mic. This is a bucket list mic for me. I've always wanted a 251. I knew I wasn't going to pay $10,000 for a 251, so I wanted to look for the next best thing. And to me, that's this Mic Parts V-251 Platinum Edition. Other mics I looked at before purchasing this, I briefly looked at the Warm Audio, but it did not have the same tube and transformer as the 251, so I quickly dismissed that idea. Golden Age has a 251 that looked interesting to me. Again, it's not using the same tube and transformer. I don't really see Golden Age as a mic company. I don't know. It's kind of that's kind of weird to me that they're making high-end mics. Not to say that they can't do it or aren't good at it. I just don't see them. I don't see that as their strength, just in my opinion. I would love to hear some of their mics, though. And I actually heard the V-251 regular edition on someone's YouTube video, and it sounded so good to me, and it did capture what I know a 251 to sound like. And when I found out that they had a Platinum edition, it was a no-brainer for me. If I'm going to get this mic, I might as well get the Platinum edition. If the regular version sounded that good to me, I couldn't wait to hear the Platinum edition. And I haven't, compared this to the standard edition. I think you'd be fine either way, but I don't know. There's just something about having a hand-built boutique microphone, one that is of the level and specs of the Platinum edition here. Really fun mic to use. Other things I've used it on, I have used it on acoustic guitar and it sounds good there, but I mostly, purchased this to use on vocals, which is why I gave you these examples on these vocals here. And I'll admit, I had very high expectations for this microphone. Probably, I'm trying to quickly think, I probably had the highest expectations for this mic over any other product that I've tried recently, and definitely in the past few years that I can think. And I'm glad to say that this met my expectations. Does it sound exactly like an Elam 251? Hell, I don't know. I've never used an Elam 251, but from what I know a 251 to sound like, they nailed it, in my opinion. And just a funny story, one of the artists I was recording with this mic literally stopped in the middle of their take to compliment the sound of the mic, which I thought was just hilarious. I thought she messed up, but she stopped mid-phrase and started complimenting how good, the mic sounded in her headphones. So definitely had to share that. And I know someone's going to ask, should they get the Platinum version over the standard version? This is my thoughts on it. To use this analogy, I feel like it's like a car. Standard version is like your standard car, and then Platinum edition, that's your car fully loaded. Both of them is going to get the job done. Both of them is going to get you to A to B, get you to your destination. But that Platinum edition, that fully loaded car, you're going to be living in a little bit of luxury with that. So, if that's your thing, I would definitely say go for the Platinum edition. If you can, save up enough for the standard edition, I'd save up a couple more months and just go ahead and get that Platinum edition. That's just my opinion. But like I said, either one will work for you. I heard the regular one. It sounds good. Platinum one sounds great. I have not heard them compared side by side to say that, one is greatly outperforms the other. I don't think that's the case, but personally, I like the Platinum edition. There's just something about those upgrades and the extra things that you get with it that just, feels like you have something a little more, I'll say luxury again. Another thing I will say, that if you don't like using what everyone else is using, like me, like if y'all notice, a lot of the gear that I have is not gear that everyone else uses. Someone recently asked me why I didn't have a U87, or they were surprised I didn't have a U87, and it's because everyone has a U87. I don't like using gear that everyone has. And you pick up a Mic Parts mic, it is not going to be a mic that everyone has. I just feel like they're really under the radar. They really don't do any marketing or promotion for this company. So you would, getting one of their mics, you're certainly going to have something that not everyone else is using. I mean, I think they're low key selling a lot of microphones, but I just feel like it's kind of a, best kept secret type thing in pro audio, and how good these mics are, and that I can't say they haven't caught on, but like I say, these aren't mics that you're going to see in every studio. And that appeals to me. Like, I like having stuff that not everyone else has. So take that in consideration as well. Now, comment, let me know what you think. I know a lot of y'all have been waiting for me to review this for a while, and I've just kept getting caught up time after time. But here's the review. Here's my thoughts. I highly recommend it. And I highly recommend checking out Mic Parts and seeing what other mics they have, because they have their versions of a lot of classic mics, 67, C12, if you're into that, over a 251. They have a C12 version. What else do they have? 87. They have, I think, a 47. You just got to check out the site and see what they got. I'm sure if you're looking for a recreation of a classic mic, I'm sure they have one for you. All right, so I will have a link in the description if you want to check this out, learn more about it, or pick it up. If you like this video, I appreciate a thumbs up. And if you want to continue to see content from me, then you know what to do. Any questions, comments, let me know, and I'll catch y'all next time. I invite you to check out my podcast, the Faders Up Podcast, a podcast about pro audio and beyond. Season 3 is now underway, and in this season, we'll be doing a lot of topics requested by listeners. So if you have a topic you want to hear discussed on the podcast, email us, DM us, or join us in our Facebook group, Faders Up Podcast, and let us know. And if you haven't checked out the podcast yet, I have a link in the description that'll take you to the page.